Why Florida super sucks. I'm also a Florida resident, and it's beautiful, 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 beautiful Sunshine State. I don't know where he's from. I watched it before. Joe Bart has also watched it before. B for YouTuber, by the way.
Florida seems a little bit unreal. Florida is what happens when lawful evil and chaotic neutral are combined into one gigantic, should-be illegal firework. It's on both ends of the spectrum. Like, on one hand, people in Florida think Michelangelo's David statue is too graphic for kids to see. And then on the other hand, reportedly in Florida, there's like gas stations that need to put up signs so people don't microwave their own in the microwave that's free at 7-Eleven.
Oh, he just said 7-Eleven. Yeah, I was about to say, I only see those at 7-Eleven. Only for food use, do not warm urine.
Florida is more than just a U.S. state. It is a state of mind, a somehow lower but higher state of mind. And how does a U.S. state gain such a reputation for being an almost perpetual circus of bullshit? Well, let's start at the beginning with a little fella called Leon. Let's go back. Flashback, Chris. Let's do it. Flashback.
What's up? Oh, shit. Hey, you.
It's a statistically backed stereotype that
getting a little too low.
Thousands of retirees move to Florida every year. At least 77,000 old people moved to the Sunshine State in 2022 alone. So it's fitting that Florida's beginnings are linked to the myth of the Fountain of Youth. Legend has it that Spanish explorer Ponce de Leon set sail searching for its healing waters in 1513. And in his quest, he accidentally landed in a place that we call Florida in modern day. In its essence, this story sounds fun. Everyone loves an old dude looking for some magic back in the day. But the truth is, Ponce de Leon probably wasn't looking for the Fountain of Youth at all. Your history teacher lied to your face, and he did it on purpose. And to put a little more gas on the fire, Ponce de Leon wasn't even the first European to discover Florida. Historians believe that honor goes to Italian explorer John Cabot, who claimed Florida for England in 1497. But history is written by the winners, and since Florida was owned by Spain for 2 centuries, the Iberians got to hold the pen. Damn Iberians. And speaking of holding the pen, this is where the myth of the Fountain of Youth came into play. 8 years after first setting foot in Florida, Ponce de Leon...
I didn't know the Fountain of Youth came from something with Florida. That's so... I actually didn't know that. That's a good... Okay.
...was mortally wounded while attempting to establish a colony. And in subsequent years,
some good history learning about. Oh my god. Some sauce.
Artists and biographers would throw him under the bus, portraying him as an idiot and a weakling who couldn't get a boner. Now that sounds like a big tug ad-lib, the like couldn't get a boner thing, but like that's what people were actually saying about him. They were calling him impotent, and I just find that insane. In 1535, historian Gonzalo Fernandez de Ovidio wrote that Ponce de Leon was seeking the Fountain of Youth, not to stay alive forever, but to cure his sexual impotence. Truly,
humans were very, very odd back in the day. Like, very odd. Like, what made him came up with this, bro?
No drama, like 14th century historian drama. Them bitches were catty. But the myth still persists to this day, and it started a park in St. Augustine, Florida, where they claim the Fountain of Youth was, or whatever the they're just pushing the lie continuously, but whatever, it's Florida, let them believe in magic. Moving down the line historically, in 1821, America bought Florida from Spain for $5 million as part of the Jackson-Onis Treaty, which adjusted for inflation is 97 gazillion smackers. Spain just thought Florida was more trouble than it was worth, particularly when it came to handling the uprisings of the Seminole tribe. Now, real quick, to summarize everything that happened between the Seminole tribe and the US nation it's in bad taste to even try and put it into a paragraph. I feel like it
Yeah, very, very upsetting.
Deserves its entire own video to give it its due justice. Just know that Americans and the Seminoles fought from 1816 to 1858. The Americans fought super dirty, they faked surrender, and eventually America took all of the land. This led to only 200...
Like, I've been seeing people protest saying how it was something like how you immigrants are stolen land. I think that's what it said. I don't know.
200 to 300.
I'll have to find that picture. Hopefully I can put it up on the screen.
100 Seminole tribe members living in the state, and they just ended up hiding in swamps where America couldn't really get to them. But despite everything I just said, America has Florida now. Yay, yippee, woohoo, we have Florida, couldn't do it, yay. Another star on the flag. So what happens next? In the 1920s, Florida saw its first real estate boom. Throughout most of the 19th century, the state was uninhabitable. It was mostly wet grass and swamplands, and it's very hard to live in that because the mosquitoes will eat you alive. But by the early 20th century, politicians started draining the state's wetlands. They were literally draining the swamp, something that someone won't do, something that no one will do for some reason. But in Florida, this created new dry land that was
Bro, it's funny seeing old people argue on politics on live television, bro.
Available for dirt cheap. Real estate developers and investors swooped in, enticing customers with Florida's weather and relaxed attitudes towards prohibition and gambling. That's right, almost since its inception, Florida has always been about just doing whatever the you want and having less rules about it. Go get drunk in public and start gambling and get naked.
Exactly, bro. Florida's a real GTA lobby, bro. I've been seeing it more throughout the day now.
Show your dick. It's Florida. No one cares. Houses and apartments were being flipped overnight, with banks providing easy access to credit. Entire towns and housing developments were popping up out of nowhere. And if any of this sounds a little familiar to you, it's because you were born between 1997 and 2002, and you have a little something called recession trauma. With 1,350 miles of coastline, no one in Florida lives more than an hour away from the coast. What could possibly go wrong? Did you say live on the coast?
Hurricanes. I hate hurricanes, bro, because I hate it when the power goes out. It is so ass. I can't imagine people back in the day like that.
Coast near
houses blown away, bro. Just
the Gulf of Mexico and your peninsula sticking out into the ocean. Oh yeah, nothing bad. God's not gonna get mad at you. Whoopsie daisy, the Great Miami Hurricane of 1926 hit. Approximately 2,000 homes were destroyed and 3,000.
Jeez, bro, I can't stand hurricanes, bro. That was just a shock to them. They're like, wait, what? Well, why is that?
Estimated that at least 25,000 people were made homeless as a result, and also like 100 people died, but I'm not, whatever.
People are gonna die.
This was all in stark contrast to the 1921 newspaper ad for Miami Beach investment in tourism that promised practically no danger from summer storms. Crazy thing to boast about, despite the fact that, like, you can't control the weather, pimp. Speculators left the states. Banks failed.
The weather is so bipolar, bro. Like, it's just like, bro, it was just hot a few days ago. Now it's just freezing cold. Bro, I can't have spark in peace, bro, without shaking.
Failed. And Florida got a great head start on the Great Depression. But then in 1969, we put a bunch of space down there. We put like NASA stuff, and they launched rockets. So that was cool. That brought a couple people back. And when things start going good for the state, what do? Well, you build a Ferris wheel and worship a mouse. That's the next great step. In 2023, major theme parks in Florida saw nearly.
Only been to Disney once. Only been to Universal once. I want to go to Universal again because I haven't rode everything, and I would like to go to Disney again. I gotta see it. I barely remember. I kind of remember Disney, but I don't. So I want to go back.
80 million visitors, and that was a down year. Whatever.
I don't care how grown I am. I'm going one day again, bro. And Legoland. I gotta experience that, bro.
Florida was once known for. Because of Orlando, it is now the theme park capital of the world. Disney alone generates $40 billion in economic impact for the state, along with generating 250,000 jobs. But considering the extreme weather that Florida is known for, this doesn't make a lot of sense to me, or just in general. Is the Tower of Terror genuinely a gigantic lightning rod? Yes.
I think I remember writing that. Pause.
All the different rides at Disney go down at separate times throughout the day due to bullshit weather happenings? Yes, always, every time. But you know what? F it. That is the end of my statement. Geographically, this makes zero sense. The fact that Florida's economic health hinges on rides that are subject to the whims of weather is insane. Listen, I've made 2 videos about Disney. I'm a Disney adult. I love Disney World, but it makes no sense. And I also have a weird amount of pocket knowledge about how this started. In the 60s, Walt Disney started snatching up swampland in Florida. He considered the lack of control he had over the development surrounding Disneyland in California to be a mistake. So instead of putting a theme park near where people lived, he chose a shitty area full of cheap land that he could completely control and created his new kingdom. In 1971, Disney World opens its doors, and the first day was a resounding show. People made fake passes. It was overcrowded as hell. Half the park wasn't even open. I think someone stabbed me. But for some reason, it worked out. And now Orlando is the home of several world-class theme parks, all trying to get their fill. You got Universal Studios, where every theme park ride is based off.
Oh my god, I want to go back so bad, bro.
Give a shit about in 5 years, you can have a cardiac arrest on the whole. You have Busch Gardens, a zoo/theme park that worked so well that
I never been here, but I probably will in the summer by the time, hopefully.
Michael Eisner said, we're doing that here. And then you have SeaWorld.
I forgot to turn off ads.
SeaWorld. SeaWorld. All my homies hate SeaWorld. Why do you have a orca in your exhibit? You're a piece of shit. The fact that anyone visits that place.
That is crazy though, like a big ass sea animal in your exhibit, bro. Like, how do they handle that? Where do they sleep? Where do they go? Where are they right now? It is cold. How are they handling them?
Beyond me. But you know what? Who needs to go to
where's
zoos
Park?
and SeaWorld when you live in Florida? Because Florida has the craziest animals out of every single U.S. state available. And the ones that aren't going to
Yeah, these zoos are crazy, bro.
kill you are so notably fucked up in their own special way, it seems like God was just guessing when he made these things. I mean, for one, Florida has bears. And no one really thinks about that, but there's like a shit ton of bears in Florida. Doesn't that feel weird? It's like if you saw a snake in Alaska. You'd be like, I guess that makes sense, but like I wasn't expecting you. But bears aren't what you came here for. I didn't write a lot about the bears because I know what you came here for, and it's the manatees. Oh my god, what the is going on with the manatees? Manatees are everything that dolphins are not. Chubby, slow herbivores that are seemingly dumb. In contrast to dolphins, which are smart and skinny and little twinks. But we're not talking...
There's hella dolphins, bro. Hella.
Dolphins, but we're not talking about them. I love manatees. Manatees are affectionately called sea cows, but they are hard to look at a little bit. They're big like tumors that float through the ocean. But if dolphins and manatees have anything in common, it's the fact that they are horny as hell. Manatees mate in groups, and it's basically a giant ocean orgy, like a violent ocean orgy. It's really a sight to behold, and when people behold it, they end up calling the cops. That's how violent it is. And they are aggressive when they do it. They're so aggressive that they will end up fucking anything that's in front of them. In 2023, and Chris, you're gonna have to bleep as much as you have to here.
Jesus, bro. I did not know they were freak balls, bro. Oh my god.
But a manatee fucked his brother so hard that he ripped a 14.5 centimeter long tear in the ventral wall of his colon and left him for dead in the aquarium. Don't get near manatees when they're fucking. But if you think the psychosexual terrorism of manatees is bad, well, let me introduce you to the concept of alligators. Gators are terrifying. How do you guys wake up every morning in Florida and you see a gator in your driveway and you're like, whatever? That's a dinosaur. What are you doing? They fill me with so much fear, it is primal. It is a primal urge to run away from these things. They hiss. Have you heard a gator? Chris, put up the sound of the gator. That's what a dragon sounds like. They can grow up to 15 feet long and weigh over.
I firmly believe dragons either are right now or back in the day were real, bro. They had to be. Like, there's no way.
It's too big, too long. Their bites are the strongest ever recorded for any animal, with over 2,000 pounds of force per square inch. Ridiculously OP. Nerf the alligator. On average, there are about 8 unprovoked alligator bites a year in Florida, which sounds small, but that little statistic says unprovoked. And I don't know what provoking an alligator is, but if it's stepping on it accidentally or walking near it too closely, then that's bullshit, because that number's gonna go way the fuck up. Those things will kill you for no reason. Oh, and you know what the other killing thing with a bunch of fucking teeth is? Sharks. You gotta worry about sharks. Florida has the highest rate of shark attacks in the world, averaging 19 a year. And if you get attacked by a shark, the only way to make it stop is to fight back. Sharks generally aren't eating you for food, they're just biting you because they're curious, so you really gotta like fucking put your fingers in their eyes and up their nose and in their gills and really fucking fuck them up. You have to fight for your life. I sincerely hope you never get into a shark fight, but if you're in Florida, you gotta keep your head on a swivel. God forbid you're fucking walking around at Disney and a land shark comes up and nips at your bits. Oh, also, sharks are older than trees in terms of evolution. They've been around longer than trees.
Sharks are older than trees?
Afraid of them for some reason. However, the most dangerous thing about Florida is not the sharks, or the alligators, or the bears. It's the people. The people in Florida are fucking crazy. Let's start like just base level. Let's start talking about the old people. They're more dangerous than anyone else. Thousands of old folks descend on
Angry, too. Just angry for no reason.
Florida every year, either to escape brutal winters or to pack it up entirely and spend their final years shriveling in the sun. The bus system sucks. They don't have subways. You can't get around without a car. So most of these seniors wind up on the road, driving themselves. That's a recipe for a good time. Florida is already dangerous for pedestrians. It ranks as one of the most dangerous states if you're on foot because their fucking sidewalks double as a goddamn bus lane. In 2023 alone, there were 740 pedestrian deaths in Florida. But you know what's not going to solve the problem? Giving the keys of a Ford F-150 to an 85-year-old half-blind man.
Bro, there's so many old niggas, bro, that just drive so dumb. Now, it's not that bad where I am, but like, I've been to places where it's so bad. I haven't been to Miami yet, but I heard Miami's terrible. Just terrible. Traffic all over the place.
That's not gonna help out at all. Look, I don't want to sound ageist. I'm sure you love your babushka and she's everything to you. But time comes for us all, and usually the eyes go first, which are a very important part of driving. Florida tried to slow down all of that were happening, and when I say senior murders, I mean the murders are happening by seniors. If you're over the age of 80, Florida requires a vision test to renew your driver's license, which sounds like a good solution until you realize the average age of death in America is 77 years old. How did you not figure out that math? Lower that bar. Florida has the 3rd largest population out of any US state. So if there's more people, there's more crime. That's just gonna happen. Though it often feels like Florida's criminals are going above and beyond to stand out. This is where we got the meme of Florida Man. Really big in like 2011. The idea of Florida Man comes, at least in part, from Florida's public records law. When combined with the constitutional right within the state to access government records and the unholy power of the internet, it makes access to a wealth of daily police interactions in Florida widely available. So there are more crimes in Florida and more easily accessible records of those crimes. So anyone can pull that up and make a fun little BuzzFeed article about some crazy shit that happened in Florida. And then there are even fame-hungry sheriffs who turn the whole thing into content. Brevard County Sheriff Wayne Ivey runs a YouTube channel where he spins a wheel that's plastered with mugshots of wanted felons, and then he runs down the charges of whichever damn soul it lands on. Also, it's important to note that the people who are featured on this YouTube channel have yet to be found guilty. So, like, this seems like a up of the judicial system. And all this with local sheriff offices fishing for likes in the name of service does a lot to help create the Florida Man mythos. News out.
Bro, like so many sheriffs are just just thumbs up all over the place, bro. Like just
let's know that
want attention from everybody.
Salacious headline article is great clickbait from anything coming out of the Sunshine State. A headline like, for instance, Florida man tells neighbors he's gonna kill them with kindness, then tries to kill them with the machete named kindness.
I seen that, bro. Like, what?
And some of these headlines are perfect because it tells the entire story in a sentence. Like, Florida man bites off his brother's penis after he walks into him having sex with his cousin on his favorite Dragon Ball Z blanket. I don't need to read that article. You nailed everything I wanted. No. And I'm out of time. I didn't have time to cover the insanity of Florida politics, which is that's a whole different video. The mafia was heavily involved in Florida at some point, especially in Miami, or the fact that there's official Jimmy Buffett Day in Florida. It's August 30th, if you were wondering. I'll jump back into this if you guys want a part 2, but for now, let's just walk away. Let's just walk away unscathed from Florida. Going to Florida is just getting a hit of pure sunshine-laced insanity. You go there and you leave when the park closes. Because every minute you're in the swamp, your chances of survival drop exponentially. New videos every Wednesday and Saturday. Thank you for watching.
This is a nice video, bro.
Subscribe to
a great video. Learned a lot in this, bro. God, bro. If you want to see more videos like this, deeper to learn, join the Discord. The Discord will be everything I'll be looking at. We got so many videos and everything. But yeah, thank you guys for pulling through with me this whole video. Shit was crazy. But yeah, see you guys later, bro.